Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising. I think I'm going to take Rhode Island off of our list and run with. Uh, I think it's either Louisiana. Um, it'll come to me. It will come to me. Delaware. You should remember I gave you 845 yesterday. You should remember that I gave you 270 yesterday. 207. 8707 was one of our numbers. We definitely had 5312 as one of our numbers. Missouri. (866). I told everybody 866 would roll out. I also told you to watch out for 8666. Told you to watch out for the 150, the 105. (5549) may have been one of our numbers. I am certain. Okay, California, I did add. California gave us 800. 971. Gave us 4868. I do believe that was one of our numbers. New York. I told you this number would drop over and over and over again. New York, 186. New York, 318. I told you that would drop over and over and over again. One 093. I promised that number would keep showing up and showing out for my VIP. And of course, I told you to watch out for 1564. Okay, New Mexico. Told you to watch out for 783. Told you to watch out for 640. Told you would see 7083 over and over and over again. And I also gave you 9954. Okay, let's go straight into the Discord, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to reveal the big money patterns that came from these drawings. You will see, hear, and feel the energy, frequency, and vibration of these numbers. One, 2, 6, 5, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to join my group, I want you to take some things into consideration first and foremost. First and foremost, you need to be able to understand, understand, and overstand that I only recommend the first two numbers from each of my catalyst states. Understand that. So once you join, don't inbox me, don't email me asking me what numbers to play. When I tell you the first two numbers from each of my catalyst states are Tennessee, Texas, Ohio, Georgia, Michigan, Florida, and North Carolina. You do best rolling those, investing those in those states. But you can run these and invest these in any state. South Carolina, New Jersey, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Iowa, Indiana. You got Kentucky, Rhode Island, Delaware, Missouri, California, New York, New Mexico, and your state. If I did not call your state is included. I can do a rundown for your state, but it requires a lot of time, a lot of energy. This works. I am still trying to catch up on hundreds of emails, hundreds of people inboxing me for numbers for their state. Again, this is a universal formula that I developed. I call it the big money pattern. These patterns show up and show out every single day. I promise the first two numbers, fire and triple dollar signs. I guarantee number 3, number 4, and double dollar signs. It's just as simple as that. A 5-year-old can pick out fire. So again, if you join my group and you end up inboxing me and I don't answer and you see that you got a refund, then know why. Because I only deal with people who understand that you only need the first two numbers. All the other numbers are for my heavy hitters, like my Jamaican friends. They have several groups, well over 10 in each group, where they invest in every single prediction that I make. So, ladies and gentlemen, on 8/8, my Jamaican friends hit 37 times guaranteed. They hit 29 of my promises. They hit 14 straight. 13 of those straight were promised. One was guaranteed. On 8-7, they hit 32 times. 22 times they hit on promised numbers. 11 times they hit straight. 9 of those straight numbers I promised would fall. Again, when I tell you, focus on my top 5 4 digits, they will manifest, not may or might or I think. I don't do that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, between the dates 8-7 and 8-13, this is the date that you were to invest in this number. I said it would go to North Carolina, guaranteeing it last night. 1, 2, 6, 5. Ladies and gentlemen, they dropped. 6215. I need you to stay on that number until the 13th. I don't want to hear you singing, he said that number would fall. That's guaranteed, ladies and gentlemen. So every number that you see guaranteed is circled. Every number that you see with a star by it, I promised. Every number you see with STR over it, I either guaranteed or promised it would fall straight. So the numbers that we're going over right now, these are big money patterns that I scheduled. That means that I said, hey, universe, we need these numbers to manifest. I promised these numbers. I guaranteed these numbers to my VIP. Universe responds very, very well. Very, very quickly. And when I say quickly, you'll notice all of my predictions are on time. So 1265 we nailed. Ladies and gentlemen, I did one better. Do you see what you see? I got to blow these up. Let's blow that up. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? 3055. Had a conversation with that number. That number told me, look, you're going to see a number on fire. A 5-year-old can pick out the fire. Ladies and gentlemen, 1265. I promised that number would fall last night with my only number on fire. Congratulations to those who believe in my hard work. Okay, I'll go over these real quick. 994-669-209-248. You're going to see 485. $485, ladies and gentlemen, number one number. 485. Okay, that's coming from your, let's see. Florida evening, right there. And your 485 is down there. So that doesn't cover that. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen. Your 287. Your 287. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see it right there. I put it in writing. Focus on my top 5 3 digits. which I promise my top two big money patterns. They will manifest between the dates 8-3 and 8-9. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday was 8-9. I also guarantee you would see it go to Florida. Number one number promised. Deadline met. Ladies and gentlemen, 620. Ladies and gentlemen, 620 dropped straight for my VIP. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar signed it, promising they would see that combination. Triple dollar sign, promise, will manifest 8-4 to 8-10. In Georgia, guaranteed, promise straight last night, 620. Watch it come back, 620 or 206. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see 76515513. Look for your 5513 in Delaware. Look for it in Michigan. You're going to see 5784. $3015, you will see your 3015 is a Texas hookup. Your 3015 is a Delaware hookup. Write that down. Ladies and gentlemen, I guaranteed my VIP members they would hit last night if they invested in 2964. Focus on my top four digits. I said they will manifest between 8-6 and 8-12 in Georgia, the number 4 number. 1, 2, 3, 4. They drop 4, 2, 6, 9. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do believe in due diligence, there you have it. Focus on my fire. I promise they will manifest 8-6 to 8-12. I also guarantee you'll see it in Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, a 5-year-old can pick out fire. 9462. Watch out for 5264, New York. Extremely strong combination. You'll see it in Ohio. Also Florida for you flips and mirror people. 9301, ladies and gentlemen, in 9310. I told you you would see this number over and over and over again. Hold on 1 second here. Let me see if I can. 1093 New York midday brings your 9301 right there. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't play with my predictions. And that right there, I do consider it to be straight because I tell my VIP members when I give you a 4 digit with a 1 or a 0, move that 1 or that 0 4 times for a straight win. They dropped 9301. Ladies and gentlemen, I gave my VIP members 9310, moving your 0 3 times for a straight win, or either boxing it straight will provide you with a huge win. So as you can see, I promised my VIP members they would see this number over and over and over again. Texas and New York, 2 states before, 2 states after. Okay, so for Texas night drawing, you got your 013. This was on. No, I'm sorry. You got your 344. Your 344. Your 344. Going to give you 013967401968137. You will see 146. You will see 344. You will see and 335. Those are by way of Texas. So we're looking for 185. We're looking for 691. Very strong combinations. 691 is a Kentucky hookup. Watch out for 740. Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Your 655 is on fire. Look for that in Georgia. 550, triple dollar sign. 583, ladies and gentlemen. Again, do not read anything into my predictions. Do not leave anything out. I told you, if you decide to join only play, which means to invest, number 1, number 2 is all I recommend. Once you get that down pat, once your bankroll increases, then you can add the other number 3, number 4. You can add your fire, which is a promise. You can add your triple dollar signs, which is a promise. Or you can just stick with the same numbers that you've been running with and continue your winning streak. 583. I commanded the universe to bring that number straight. I promised my VIP that it would happen straight. Straight it did. $1053, write that down. 8753, write that down. New Mexico. 6424, Florida. 6424, Ohio. 2 states before, 2 states after. 8754, you will see. 3375. Watching out for 7153, extremely strong. 875 deuce, you will see on fire. Watch out for 1451. Watch out for 5353. (7086) 9521. That's a Michigan number. You're going to see 9621, ladies and gentlemen, Michigan. And 2654, you will see New York. Ohio. 2 states before, 2 states after. Watch out for 3951, South Carolina, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see 16320697. As you can see, 9521. I promised that number would fall straight. Ladies and gentlemen, focus on my top 4 digits. Count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5, straight. Right? Triple dollar signs will manifest 88 to 814. Yesterday was 89. I always recommend that you run them 2 to 4 drawings for 2 to 4 days. Either way, you win. Watch out for 587, extremely strong combination. You should know that by now. The 587, it was so strong, ladies and gentlemen. The 587 was so strong, I promised it would fall in Iowa, and it did. 096, extremely strong. Look for that in Kentucky. Look for that in South Carolina. You're going to see 520 in Michigan over and over and over again. I told you 854 is extremely strong. 854, I guaranteed you would see that number yesterday, and it dropped in Delaware. Watch out for 610, ladies and gentlemen. You will see 610 over and over and over again. Look for it in New Mexico. Your 610 dropped in Indiana straight. Those numbers are by way of Michigan, 2 states before, 2 states after. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, focus on my top 5 3 digits. They will manifest between the dates 8/7 and 8/13. I also guarantee the number 3 number will go. Where do you go? 502, Michigan. So as you can see, the difference between me guaranteeing and promising a number will fall. 441688. Look for that in Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, your 205 is right there. So we should have knew that 205 would have did what it was supposed to do. You're watching out for 971, ladies and gentlemen. 971 will fall over and over and over again. Nine seven one promised to fall straight. 971 answer my command straight. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 983 over and over and over again. Your 983 dropped in Ohio. And this is coming from your 895. Oh, watch out for the 394. It is guaranteed to show up and show out. There's your 859, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I don't play with my predictions. Focus on my top 5 3 digits, which I promise my top 2 will manifest from 86 to 812. I also guarantee you'll see it in Tennessee. Number 1 number did what it was supposed to do on that promise. Three, two, 1, 0. You will see, ladies and gentlemen, you will see 8889 over and over and over again. It is on fire. Watch out for 7610. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 7210. You'll see 7465, 7650, and 7566. Watch out for quad zeros. Watch out for 0101. 8120, you will see boom, boom, boom. You're going to see 7940. Ladies and gentlemen, you will also see 8973. You're going to see 7993. Your 7993 is a Georgia hookup, North Carolina hookup, and 8973 I've given you several times already. That is a big money pattern. You can see that number in Iowa heavy. 660, you're going to see 8 deuce deuce. Watch out for 965 over and over and over again. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 295 make its debut. I need you to watch out for 749. 749, I promise, would fall. 749, answer my command, and went to Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. Ladies and gentlemen, 903, one of my favorites, no matter what. 750, guaranteed. Ladies and gentlemen, your 209 and 902 will make its debut. Look for it in Pennsylvania. Michigan, and Delaware. 2 states before, 2 states after. 822, ladies and gentlemen, I promised that number would fall straight. 822. 822 fell straight in North Carolina for us by the deadline. 994. You're going to see 119 on fire. Watch out for 179. Ladies and gentlemen, your 179, I promised would fall. I guaranteed and promised that number would fall straight. In California, it did. Watch out for 923. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 265. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 346. 346 is a Florida number. 2 states before, 2 states after. You will see 810 in California. I need you to watch out for 1, 2, 3. Those numbers are by way of Florida. 2 states before, 2 states after. There's your 364 right there, ladies and gentlemen. I promised that number would show up and show out in Florida. 913575352. Watch out for 3620 and 1335. Ladies and gentlemen, your 7351 you will see in Texas. Your 0264 extremely strong. You're going to see that in Ohio. You're going to see it in Florida. 7350. You will also see 7349 make its debut. Look for that number in North Carolina and Georgia. Heavy. Congratulations, Melissa. Very good listener. 9063-6543, 9065. On fire. You're going to see 9043. You're going to see 2871. That number is a Ohio number. We nailed it and promised it would fall. Watch out for 9039 and 9030. Ladies and gentlemen, your 9030 showed up and showed out on my command. I guaranteed it would show up and show out, and it did. And again, and again, and again, I tell you, move those zeros and ones. I didn't give you 39, I gave you 93. So, 9030, 9030. Moving the zeros, you would have it straight. Okay, so you can see that I guaranteed that number. Watching out for 6609. You're going to see 6609. And watch out for 9065. Extremely strong combination. Those numbers are by way of Ohio. 2 states before, 2 states after. The only number on fire. A 5-year-old can pick out that fire. I promised that number would fall between the dates 8/7, 8/13. I said, I guarantee you'll see it in Ohio within the next 24 to 48 hours. I kept that promise for Ohio. Watch out for 291. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see that combination. Watch out for 719. How many times I got to tell you that a number will fall and you don't believe me? Watch out for 871. Watch out for 938. I told you 938 was not a number to play with. 938 showed up and showed out twice yesterday. 398 Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and also 938 in Ohio. Your 739, I guaranteed would show up and show out. Watch out for 961 and 325. You will see those combinations. These numbers are by way of Ohio, 2 states before, 2 states after. 938 straight, ladies and gentlemen. 938 straight. Number one number. I promised that 938 combination would show up and show out on due diligence. 225115, you will see South Carolina. Watch out for 397. Ladies and gentlemen, 397 straight, Iowa. Promised. 397 triple dollar sign. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 481. Watch out for 910. 946. 946 is a Michigan number. Watch out for 724 and 810. Your 810 is New York heavy. Your 810 is California. Your 810 is Kentucky and Indiana. 2 states before, 2 states after. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your 964. I promised that number would show up and show out. Number 2 number. They dropped 946. 7243, you will see. Watching out for 2043, 4233 on fire. 9870, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see that in Delaware. (5615) Michigan. 4263. Ohio. 4516. Ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee 4516 would show up and show out on yesterday's date. They dropped 1564 in New York. Guaranteed. Those numbers are by way of Michigan, 2 states before, 2 states after. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your 7561. I guaranteed that number would fall with double dollar signs to manifest between the dates 8/7 and 8/13. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised that combination would fall on yesterday's date by putting it in the number 2 position. Focus on my top 5 4 digits, which I promised top 2 will manifest. 8/7 to 8/13 in Georgia. 122266, you're going to see. Watching out for 061, ladies and gentlemen. 061, I triple dollar signed as proof that I promised that number would keep falling on yesterday's date. You're going to see 206. I told you that 206 would show up and show out. That number went to Georgia straight and promised. Watch out for 923194. Ladies and gentlemen, your 194 will go to Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. You're going to see it in California. Two states before, 2 states after. And 194 is a Georgia hookup. Watch out for 763 and 673. You will see your 723 And these numbers are by way of Georgia, 2 states before, 2 states after. There's your 149 right there promised. There's your 194 guaranteed straight for Georgia. Nine one one 226 226 dropped in New Jersey straight on a promise. The only number on fire. A 5-year-old can pick out that number. 253, you will see. Watching out for 206. We already got credit for that number. I told you it'd fall over and over, but you're not believing me. 475, you're going to see 587. I told you that number was going to fall. I promised that number would go to Iowa. You're going to see 951 and 159. You're going to see 816 over and over. I guarantee that number would fall. 816 dropped in Kentucky. And 186 dropped in New York. Six nine eight two. You're going to see that number. California. Two states before, 2 states after. 9842. Your 9842 is extremely strong for Rhode Island. Remember, I'm going to take Rhode Island off the list and add another state in. You're going to see 3071 over and over and over again. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see right here, South Carolina did what it was supposed to do. I want you to watch out for 1064. Watch out for 9822 in Rhode Island. Watch out for it in Tennessee. You're going to see 1064 over and over and over again. I need you to watch out for 9251. Ladies and gentlemen, that number is extremely strong. Your 30. Do you see this, ladies and gentlemen? And you want to tell me that numbers don't talk? Look, 3071 told me. 3071 told me, look, 9251195. What did we get? 9521. Straight! You better stop playing with me, ladies and gentlemen. I will leave this plane of existence and will never come back. Trust me on that. I'm here to help. But when people come in with the ridicule, when people come in with the hate messages, when people don't realize I am who I say I am, and I prove it every single day, something's wrong. You should already know I'm spitting the truth because of the way that these social media platforms treat me. You should already know that there's no way that it's humanly possible to predict these numbers as accurately and precisely as I do. Again, find me someone who is doing this. I will retire and I will follow them. I know how to follow simple winning instructions. I know how to pay attention. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very difficult test at times. I make it look relatively easy. And again, and again, and again, Let's just take a look at some of these other numbers here real quick. Let's take a look at, I know I saw this number multiple times. Okay. Mm, okay, that one's no good. Reach, reach, dates. Again, if you would like to join my VIP, you can do so by going to dynamicpredictions.onrender.com. Once you choose a package, subscribe to that package, you'll get a receipt. Send the receipt to Dynamic Predictions at no dynamically driven at gmail.com, and I will send you a link to the Discord channel. You're going to get the same numbers that you would get on the website, but the website has a different um, variation of the numbers. The website contains only what I promise and what I guarantee. You get everything on the private Discord channel right after each drawing. And remember that I am copyrighted. I am a registered entity. So if you still try to sell my work, I will come after you with everything. 8-6 to 8-12, ladies and gentlemen. Triple dollar signs, ladies and gentlemen, I promised will manifest. I also guaranteed. They drop 2, 3, 4, 1 on that promise. Okay. 28 days. Two, one, three, now. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 9. Watch out for 2419. Number one number, I promise, will make its debut 100% if you focus on my top four digits, which I promise the number 1 and number 2 numbers will manifest between the dates 8-4 and 8-10. And I also guarantee it would go to your estate. And here's my proof in writing. And they dropped 2931 in South Carolina on that promise of the number 1 number. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think I am done. Oh, I do got one more. Okay. 0419 0491 941. Okay, 094. And it did. I'm still not going to give up on it, though. Focus on my top 5 3 digits. Or those are 4 digits, but you know what I'm talking about. I said those numbers would manifest from 82 to 89. Guaranteed it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting a little weary here, so I am going to take me a break. Let's total these up real quick for what I guaranteed, what I promised, what I guaranteed and promised straight. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. 41 total guaranteed numbers. 1, 2, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 33 numbers I promised would fall out of the 41 that I guaranteed would fall on 8-9. Straight, ladies and gentlemen, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 numbers I either guaranteed or promise would fall straight on yesterday's date. Those numbers were, let's see here, for your straight promises, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All 12 numbers that were called straight were promised. Okay, let's go over what we will see really quickly. Okay. Alrighty. Let's look for 9081, 9080, 9020, 0281, 0280, Okay, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back at 12:30 with your results and numbers that will be moving forward. I will be back on TikTok on the 12th. Again, if you are interested in joining my VIP, you have to subscribe to a package on the website, not on TikTok. Okay? TikTok is just TikTok, where I will share big money patterns on the TikTok. But the TikTok subscribers are just for TikTok. Okay, I'll see everybody at the winner's table no matter what. Let's see here. Abundant prosperity in health and in wealth to all who follow me and believe in the hard work that you see me accomplish in every single day.